So very often there's a section or module of an offsite that's dedicated to team building. And then it gets to be a week or two before the offsite and somebody says, oh, what are we going to do during the 3 or 4 hours of team building? And people are scrambling to find a firm to come in to help them put some kind of exercise together, trying to figure out how to fill that space. Now, I'm all for team building because I think having effective teams is important. But I also know that team building shouldn't be an afterthought. If team building is one of the design considerations, one of the objectives of the meeting, then it should be treated seriously. There should be a slot of time that's adequate put aside for it. You should figure out how we're going to use that time, and you should design team building in as a clear, integral component of the offsite. If not, don't feel the need to throw it in. I can't tell you how many times I've been told, oh, we're going to be doing a 2-day strategy offsite, and we start to pull the agenda together and say, well, of course, we're going to do a half day of team building. It's like, well, why are we doing a half day of team building? It's a strategy offsite. Well, we always do team building at our strategy offsites. Well, I have to ask the question, why? If the offsite's about strategy, let's spend the time building strategy. If the offsite's about team building, let's spend the time building a team. If we're going to do both, let's do both, but let's be sure we've got a meeting that accomplishes both goals. You know, I tell people, you know, they do these exercises, people go float down a river together 3 or 4 days, and that's a great idea. It's good for building a team. You build trust, you build understanding, they get to know each other better. They really get to know the other people they're working with. But at the end of the 4 days, what they've gotten good at is rafting down rivers. If you're going to build strategy together, let's spend a couple of days building strategies together, and we'll get good at building strategies. So I think team building has its place. I think team building is an extremely important objective of many offsites, and when treated seriously, we can make great strides in the course of a 1, 2, 3 day offsite. But I also see far too often it's an afterthought. Oh, we're going to do a meeting, but from 3 to 6 on Tuesday afternoon, team building. And then literally it's put aside until the last minute and something's put in that slot. That's not doing it justice. That's not how to approach it. I think it should be approached as a serious topic and addressed as an objective of the meeting, or don't feel it's necessary, we'll have a nice dinner, we'll do a little team building, but we're going to spend the days building strategy. I think you have to figure out what you're trying to accomplish and optimize around those objectives.